You know what I think most women don't realize, and I think a lot of people don't realize this neither, is a lot of men don't have whole phase, especially early on. Um, I was hearing a group of women one time. They asked the question, "Who have a higher sex drive, men or women?" And a lot of them said men. And I disagree with that, especially in today's society where these dudes testosterone ain't as high no more, or whatever going on. But I think women, have a higher sex drive. It's just that, they like to keep it under wraps. Women like to have a lot of sex. And I remember I was talking to this girl and she was like, I just want a guy that can just go 2 rounds, you know what I'm saying? So most dudes, they get their nut and most dudes just be done. But it's a lot of things that women don't like want people to know. They're more sexually aggressive, especially younger ones. And you have to understand, they prime starts when they become a teenager. 13, 14, 15, 16. That's when they prime stars all the way until like they late 20s, maybe 27, 28. That's really their prime years, and those are the years they should be, really focusing on finding a husband. But a lot of them, they feel like they Sex in the City, or they see these video or these women sexually exploring themselves, and they might watch Girlfriends to see Joan exploring herself, or what's her friend name? The little light skinned one. And then the other one that was a money hungry whore, and the other one that was married was really the one that women should have been emulating. But and they think having a whole phase and all that does is take you further and further away from finding a husband, because the more guys you've been with, the more the great qualities you want from each guy, and the more red flags you see. And you start seeing, almost red flags, or, oh, I'm getting out of there. You start to get, and then the more sex that you have, you become more numb to sexual experiences. You know what I'm saying? That's why when guys or women get addicted to porn, they can't really rise to the occasion and really enjoy the actual sex, because they think sex is supposed to be an edited hour video, and that's their expectation. Or women is supposed to do this and you supposed to do that. They living through virtual reality. But guys don't really have the access to sex to whole phases. You have the athletes and a small percentage, and maybe that 80-20 split of 20% of the dudes, and maybe not even that have it that way with women. And it seems that way that to most women, that's contrary to what I'm saying. It seems that men have whole phases, but the reason you believe that is because you're looking at the 20% of guys that y'all, if you go after, and I changed it, I think it's really 90% of women going for 10% of the guys. And then if you throw the cougars in there who didn't get married or got divorced, that number is probably a little bit lower than that. It may be 95% of whole women going for what, 7% of the dudes. And I'm probably being nice saying 7%, more closer to 5%. So that's the crazy statistical part about it, bro. Like, that's the crazy part about it, to be honest. That's the real crazy part about it. And that they look at the guys that they've been with, and all the guys that they sharing, and they think that's the standard. But for the other, 80% of guys, or 90% of guys, or 93% of the guys, whatever numbers you want to follow, they don't get those opportunities. And the ones that have sex, they tend to find one partner in high school, and they tend to stick with that one partner. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a situation where they can sleep with multiple different women. And part of that reasoning is obviously women all go for the same type of guys, but also part of that, and even the nerd women go for those type of guys, the squares, that's who they really want. But part of that other reasoning too is that a lot of the men, they don't really pick up on the subtle hits that women put. Women are very indirect, even as they get older. The only time women really get direct about, and even then, older women are a little bit more direct. You kind of hear the video saying that they more likely to have sex on the first day. They know it's over for them. They know it's over for them. And, they're more likely to have sex on the first date. They don't give a fuck no more, right? But most guys, when they get paper, they think they got paper, so now they go out there and make reckless decisions. That's why you see, 35, 38-year-old guys, with, 2-year-old kids, and you be like, damn, okay, at least you waited to have a kid. You should be more stable, but they going through hell. They going through hell. Your money still led you to pick the wrong chick. Money ain't gonna unlame you. Money ain't gonna make you ungoofy neither. So when they get this money, they start to go out here and try to have whole phases. They try to go buy women. They start go shooting up the club, doing stuff they ain't did before. They don't know how to act. So I think it's a power in being able to get women when you're younger. And for the most part, any decent woman, any woman at that point. Because you can see what a genuine like is. Most of the women that's younger, they literally have a genuine connection with guys that they meet. A lot of them. Even the whores, they even have a genuine connection. So a lot of guys don't get that opportunity to be busting cheeks down in high school. They don't go to college and get that opportunity to bust cheeks down. Like, they not doing it like that. So when they find when the money empower them and give them the confidence, I heard about a guy talking about, money gave me more confidence, and it changed the women I could be around. And I just be hearing guys say that, like, you supposed to be that nigga without money. Honestly, you supposed to be that man without it. You supposed to have a certain confidence without it. That money make you stand taller. I mean, all that's going to do is attract the wrong type of people. And that's why you see guys going through hell, losing their job, impregnating women who didn't care about them, because I see a lot of dudes on podcasts talking as if women don't like men. Oh, you got to have this and be with this, and you got to have this, you got to have these tattoos, and they'll nah, dude. You're just, in your mind, you're inadequate to what the women you like. No. Be yourself. Be able to socialize, be able to talk, be able to listen, be able to observe. Be able to treat her like a lady. Even a hoe like to be treated like a lady. Have a routine when you're dealing with women. I tell you, I have a dating template all the time. Don't deviate, no matter how ugly or how fine she is, or how thick, or how you categorize her. Don't put her above the program. You put her through this dating template. If she passed and she adequate, then she move on to the next step. But a lot of these dudes just be dating to clap cheeks, and they get in trouble because they didn't have that opportunity when they was younger. I'm telling y'all, when y'all broke, or you got a car in high school and you hard to learn, you have certain things, you start to kind of learn the female nature. You kind of learn who like you for you and who don't like you, who just like you for what you provide. So yeah, most of these men, that's why they get in trouble. They get 10, 12 years deep after high school, and then they want to go out here and live it up, man. I'm telling you. No, but that's just my opinion on it. I appreciate y'all. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the link in the description. Join the Patreon. That's where the real channel go down there. Appreciate y'all getting me to 1,000 subs. Peace.